before, I don't know, I guess you can explain it. Before, like, she wouldn't normally down and she would get back up.
Yeah.
And so what I kind of want to do is like...
Okay, well, let me just do Katana. Down. Down. Stay. She is so much better, like I was saying with, are you filming her?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Not running after, or not butting heads with Trimmy, you know. And I found that she would rather play fetch with me than with Trimmy, than go up and down with Trimmy.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's if I give her a choice.
Uh-huh.
And every once in a while, not much, but every once in a while I'll have to zap her a little bit to get her attention, and then, but she gets all wound up. But see, Trimmy doesn't last very long running up and down the fence because Trimmy's 7 and smaller. And so for Trimmy to run the length of the fence takes a lot more out of Trimmy than it takes out of Katana.
Yeah.
And so Katana can outlast Trimmy. You know, your Trimmy will be up and down. Trimmy gets irritated, I think, because if I'm out there and I don't let her go up to the fence, Trimmy will just stand and just start barking and looking around, trying to, you know, like, why aren't you coming up to the fence?
That's
why aren't you doing what you used to do?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably...
Because they just put Trimmy out in the backyard and don't play with him. But when they first moved in, Trimmy would come and she would call Trimmy. Now Trimmy, when Kayla calls Trimmy back, she comes up. She comes back right to her. So Trimmy's, I don't know if you say that's a not reactive dog, or it's a trained dog, or it's an older dog that knows, you know, that just behaves better.
Notice that Katana is still staying in her down. We're working on duration as me and the client are having a conversation.
You know, but Katana, I mean, there for a while, I told you, I had to put that long lead on her because I couldn't catch her. But that was before the e-collar, too.
Okay, are you still using the long rope
no, I pretty much know now. I pretty much just let her, and I take this off and let her run.
Okay,
so I don't even have a leash when we're in the backyard and I'm training. I say, Katana, come, and she comes.
With the e-collar.
But yes, with the e-collar. But it's difficult for me to correct her without the leash. You know what I'm saying? Like if I tell her to sit,
okay,
and she doesn't sit, or she comes and she's, you know, 5 feet away from me.
Yes.
She says, I'm here, but I'm, you know. And then I
would say
grab her.
I would say that's when we need to be like using the e-collar to tell her to sit. Like you were over here and you were telling her to sit. That's when you could use the e-collar, and when she complies, the e-collar turns off.
Yes.
And it can be on, right now I have it on a 10. Only
I turned it down to a 7.
I had it on a 10 only because
she wasn't complying.
Yeah. So the higher the level, the more likely they're going to comply because they feel the pressure.
It's more of an irritant.
Irritant, yes.
Yeah.
They feel the annoyingness of it. Yeah. So they are like, okay, how do I turn
this to turn that off?
Yeah. I'll do this to turn it off. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why a 6 wasn't working that time, so I had to bump it up to an 8. And 8 didn't work. 10 worked.
Yeah.
For her to comply. And I didn't even have to lure her down. And so we can work on that where you don't have to lure her down all the time. You can just say, Katana, down, and just use the button until she goes down. Yeah. And then release it.
Yeah.
So we can do that right now. So go ahead and break her. Give her a break.
Katana, break. Good dog.
And then tell her, because you usually tell her to sit, and then you tell her to down, right?
Because that was how I had always done it at the obedience training.
Which you can, yes.
But it seems like she likes to sit with her front down and then her butt's up in the air, and then she... Okay. So and you want me to see if she'll do it without it, or do it with it?
Do it with it.
Okay.
And you have it on a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell her to sit or down and hold it. Instead of pressing it, hold it down until she sits or
Okay.
well, until she complies.
Okay, Katana, sit.
And you're holding, and then perfect, and then release when she sits down. And then you can tell her to down.
Katana, down.
Oh, we were supposed to work on not luring her down.
Oh,
No, it's okay. It's a forced habit. No,
Yeah,
I understand. Now we're working on to not.
working on Nanette.
We're working on not to lure her down.
And see, and I'm getting lure with food.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Rather
so
than just with motions.
okay, so we made it easy for her to down.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now we're gonna break her again,
Katana, break.
and then you can tell her down just using the e-collar.
Okay, Katana, sit.
Perfect.
Katana, down. Down. Down.
And you might have to go up to a 10. Because I had her on a 10.
Yeah. Katana, down.
Good down.
Good girl.
See how
Stay.
A 7, you were on a 7.
Yeah, I went to a 9. It's hard to adjust it fast, so
No, it's okay.
look at that. Look on her face.
Yeah, no, she's like, really? Do I have to do this? Good down. And
That
then
does not even look comfortable.
no, she's doing a half-ass down.
What?
There you go.
Good dog.
Yeah, good down. And she's like, I really don't want to do this right now.
Oh, she's fine.
But
It's getting close to dinner. Dinner's about 5.
and then I'll get up for a distraction. You can stay right there.
Okay.
And we can do that again where we can reward her for going down instead of luring her down.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
Okay.
That
I'll
way-
do whatever you want me to do.
But when she complies, you don't have to give them treats all the time.
Right.
Just
Because
a
we'll work for food.
Exactly. Just a good down or a good sit or even a good girl
Yeah.
is praise enough.
That's what I very seldom bring the food out when we're doing the cum and stuff out there because it's like one more thing I have to deal with.
Yes. Like I said in the beginning stages, we can do food, but eventually we would want to wean it off food. That way she doesn't expect to get a treat every single time.
Right. Look how good she's doing. Look how good.
And she would normally pop up by now.
We don't do a lot of training in the house.
Yeah, I don't either with my dogs.
So, I mean, basically, the only training that I do is when I put her on the smaller rug in the kitchen to get her out of the way when I'm trying to walk instead of having to step over her. I mean, she'll lay in front of the refrigerator and I can't get the door open, you know. And so I just try to I don't care if she's in there, I just get her out of the way. I mean, that's why she's got bells on. Because she would come up behind me and I didn't know she was there and I would turn around and nearly trip over her.
So, you have it on a 10 still.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around for a distraction.
Okay.
If she gets up, tell her down and use the e-collar.
Okay.
And I might even open the door.
Okay.
Just because she might be smart enough not to get up if I'm walking around. She's a smart dog.
She is a smart dog.
A lot of people are like, smart dogs are easy to train.
No.
Yes, kinda. They're easy to train, because not all the time though.
Yeah.
They're harder to train because they are so stubborn.
Well, and they're sneaky.
Yes, and they're sneaky, and they try to
know how to get by and stuff.
Yeah, and they figure out ways to cheat the system. Yeah.
Sounds like Mom.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door. Well, it's locked.
Sorry, they're both locked.
Oh, you're okay. Good girl. Good down. Or good stay, sorry, because you told her to stay. Good stay. Because,
You can say either one.
Well,
good down, good stay.
Because I say good down or whatever because I do the implied stay.
Yeah.
So I don't say stay and I just say down because they're supposed to be downing, not.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to open this. This is open.
Look at you.
She's thinking about it, so get ready.
She is. Ah.
She's thinking about it. I'm gonna ring the doorbell. That's gonna be a hard one, probably.
You can try. I mean, go ahead. It's just right there on the.
Yeah. I just thought maybe because like she would be like, huh, alert,
No.
wanting to bark or something.
No. Ah. Down.
Use your e-collar. Use your e-collar.
Down. I am.
If you need to bump it up to 11, you can, and tell her down.
Down. Down.
Perfect.
Good girl. Stay.
Good stay.
Got that old hind leg going. Ah.
She's cheating the system, but at least she's in her down.
Yeah.
So if she doesn't get back up, that's good. That's okay. I knew that the doorbell was gonna make her, because we want to set them up for these scenarios that way
that are really gonna happen.
that are really gonna happen. Yes. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're setting the dog up for failure." Well, kinda, because real life happens. They have to know. Okay. And what number did you have her on?
11.
Okay.
And I didn't have to do anything.
You just
The
pressed.
whole after the first time we put her down again.
Mhm.
That makes no sense at all. And you rang the doorbell a few times, and she stayed.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. The power of the e-collar. We don't have to physically have to touch them,
Right.
or lure them, or even have a leash to try to get them to go down. We can use the e-collar.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a game changer for me.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just been so much better.
Well, I'm glad. I am glad that that I don't even have words to really explain how glad I am.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
it's just the fact that I'm saying it and you didn't say, now say this.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
glad. That's another reason.
Extemporaneously speaking.
Yeah, that's another reason why I can't even get the words out, because I don't know what to say. I'm glad that you're happy with my work. I'm glad that you're happy with the e-collar. I'm glad to help you.
Right.
I am glad to help what you've been needing it for so long.